Are you a deviant? You know, like those of us who binge watch serial killer programs, laugh at the stupid shit people do, and revel in anything adult? Well, you found your people. Join us as we crack open the door to the padded cell and release the insanely stupid, the weirdly wonderful, and those who choose to live outside societal norms. We'll delve into the strange, the macabre, the sexy, and the outrageous. So, if you're a deviant, then you have your place with us in the padded cell. Hello and welcome to episode 72 of the Padded Cell podcast. And we're a bit cold, aren't we?
Freezing.
You've got your hood up. I've got my jacket on.
Just spoon on a cup of coffee.
I'm like hugging our hot drinks and everything. It's just very cold today. So yeah, I have got my usual t-shirt on. But hey, look, it looks dead good in the camera there.
Oh shit, yeah.
Hey, doesn't that look boss? Look at
Is
that.
that UV reactive? You should wear that to glow.
Yeah, I'm pushing my tits out towards the camera. If you don't know, it's an Alien t-shirt. Hey, we were talking about Alien before, weren't we?
Yeah.
I forgot that I had Alien t-shirts on for this episode. So, it will be the 30th of Jan when this goes out. And on this day, in 1951, Phil Collins was born.
I know Phil.
You know Phil, you know him personally.
Yeah.
Boss drummer.
Yeah.
He's one of the few people who plays drums and sings at the same time.
Oh, okay.
There's a few.
Yeah.
But he's one of the well-known ones. There's another one that you won't know.
Go on.
It was a pub quiz question. And it was Karen Carpenter. Have you heard of the Carpenters?
Nope.
Yeah.
You've heard of the Carpenters?
Yeah, she was amazing, wasn't
Karen
she?
Carpenter's a really low, like a dulcet, really, really low, beautiful voice. And she died young. She had anorexia. And she was in a band called the Carpenters with, is it Richard Carpenter? And he was like the musician, and she was a singer, but she's also a drummer, and she could drum and sing at the same time.
That's a talent, that.
It is a talent. She was phenomenal. You will know some of the songs. I'm not going to sing them now.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, Phil Collins. Yes, he was born 1951 today. He's not well, is he?
Don't know.
You don't know. I mean, what do you do when you're not here? Do you culture yourself at all?
Survive.
Just survive. I suppose you're a dad, aren't you?
Yeah.
I don't think I was very cultured when our kids were little. Didn't have time. We just got through the day.
Yeah.
Really.
Survive the day. Go again tomorrow.
That's it. Yeah. Well, I thought he had cancer, Phil Collins.
Yeah.
But he hasn't. He's got this crippling nerve damage from an accident that he had a spinal injury in 2007. So I don't know where I got cancer from. He's got pancreatitis as well, but he's not well. And he's hung up his drumsticks, apparently. He announced late last year. He went on tour last year, and I think it was a bit of a struggle for him by the look of it. I think he's like 72, 73, something like that. It's not what like.
It's a good age, though.
It is, but it's just sad, really, because he's such a good drummer. But he's still hanging on in there.
Yeah.
I thought he was on his way out a little while back, to be honest with you. So he's still in there. Do you know what? Speaking of cancer, just a little nod. One of our friends is very, very, very poorly at the moment. I was chatting to his partner the other day, and he's got cancer, and unfortunately, cancer's winning. So I just want to send all of our thoughts out to the family. You know who you are. You're very loved.
Yeah.
So this will be the 30th of Jan. Week commencing 28th of Jan for a week. It'll be National Storytelling Week.
Oh, I love telling a story.
Well, I love telling a good story, hence why we have the Padded Cell podcast.
Yeah.
But I'd love to be a narrator or a storyteller. And you're like an audiobook or something like that. Yeah.
I don't think I've got the voice for it.
I think you know.
Got the voice for it.
No.
Yeah, you can do all the filthy bits.
And then the man said.
And then the man said, is that all you can come up with?
No, that'd be what you'd say, and then I'd come in.
Oh, okay. What would you say? Don't know.
I don't know.
You can't ad-lib.
Whatever the narrator says, as typed. Whatever I'm being paid to say.
But no, I really do. I fancy being like a narrator or a storyteller, or like doing an audiobook with somebody.
Yeah.
So if anybody out there wants some Scouse dulcet tones for something, narrating or their audiobook, I'm available and cheap.
Same.
Yeah, well, not that cheap. I'm going to undersell myself, and I don't need to swear either. I can do it without swearing, unless you've got sweary words, and I can say sweary words really well because I'm very well practiced. Cunt.
Cunt.
So there you go. National Storytelling Week. Right, before I move on to my segment, you know when we had really bad high winds recently?
Yes.
Storm, fucking, I don't know.
Whatever it is. Yeah.
Storm Dada, I think it was. Anyway, obviously we're on the front and there's the tide's right in, fucking big waves coming over. It was really windy, the last one as well, like 60, 70 mile an hour winds. So I'm looking out my window. I'm like that. Is he running? So there's this fella running along the prom, along the front, against the wind.
Wow.
So it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And you look at somebody going, mate, I can see what you're trying to do. It's obviously harder to run against the wind. He had a little tiny short on, a little t-shirt. And you can just tell he was losing.
He's not having a good time.
No. I was really going for really determined, giving it beans. Next thing is, fucking big wave comes over.
Shut off.
And he just stood still as this wave just went whoosh.
Engulfed him.
He was soaked, head to toe. He was soaked in his little tiny shorts. And you know when somebody goes from being all animated to just like, fuck my life. I could almost hear him going, fuck you. And he just turned around like that and then just started walking. But then the wind got up behind him and he was doing this funny run trot. But you know when somebody knows it like an idiot and they're looking around to see everybody else is watching. I was watching him from the window, but he didn't see me.
We know who you are.
Funny little like Ministry of Funny Walks. Do you know what that is? Ministry of Funny Walks and Monty Python's.
Yes.
Ready?
Yeah.
Well, he was like that. He was just doing funny like little trot along the prom. The window was up behind him. Is that funny it was?
I like Monty Python.
Yeah.
Biggest stickers.
So, hello to all of our Patreons and all of our new Patreons, of which we've got Meredith, Larissa, John S, Sophie and Peter S. Hello, thank you very much.
Welcome.
And to all of our OGs. Oh. Right, I'm going to move on to my segment.
Let's have it.
We're going to talk a little bit about toilets, because I love talking about toilets and shit and all that kind of thing. I just love
bowel activity.
We've talked about shit and toilets far too much.
We have.
Do you know what? While I'm on that, one of our old episodes was about the poo museum. I think it's on the Isle of Wight. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the poo museum is, I'm not doing about this, is shutting down temporarily to have some refurb done, apparently. I put like a little message on their Instagram recently. And I said, we did a segment on your place, Had to Sell podcast. Anyway, they're shutting down temporarily to do a refurb and they're taking their poo on the road. They have like a little poo bus.
No way.
Yeah, a poo bus. So they're travelling round, showcasing the resin poos.
A poo raid.
Oh, very good.
Do you know what? You're just dead quick like that, aren't you? Every now and you just go, boom.
Yeah.
Dead impressive.
Dropping him.
Yeah. A poo raid. You need
raid.
to tell them that. You need to contact the poo museum. I've got a boss idea. You can have it for free as long as you mention the Had to Sell podcast on the road.
Yeah.
Poo raid. Do it.
Poo raid.
Do it. So yeah, I'm going to go and see the resin poo when it's on the road. I'm going to photograph the poo. I'm going to hold the poo, and I'm going to film myself with the poo and share it with the masses. I love anything like that.
Good for you.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a big slurp. I'm going to talk about what people did back in the day when they wanted to shit.
Oh, all right, yeah.
Yeah. I don't mean back in the day like wartime. Or even, when King George V was
You talking like
in the neck from the last episode.
Streets.
We're talking before streets, yeah.
Yeah.
We're talking Roman times.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You might have heard some of this before, but I just wanted to highlight a few things which made me go. So,
Oh, I'm not good with this.
aren't you?
Yeah, no. I saw the pictures come up and I'm like,
There's pictures.
I didn't think the pictures are that bad compared to some of the pictures
but
that we've had.
I got a vibe as to what was
Yeah,
gonna-
one of the pictures. Okay, I'm not going to show that picture yet.
Yeah.
I was actually going to show the picture first and then say, what do you think this is?
Oh, okay.
But I'm not. I'm just going to forge on.
Okay.
So in ancient Roman times, they took care of their waste in quite a modern way, really. Yeah. Considering it was a very, very long time ago. So amongst the non-elite classes in Rome, so all the plebs, they call them plebeians, do you know that? That's where the word pleb comes from. All the plebs. They didn't have their own toilet in their slum or whatever. They used public toilets. And the public toilets were everywhere, all over Rome. And actually, there was like sewers that run under them. They developed sewers, and they were like running streams. So as you plopped, it got took away by the little stream. Yeah, but they built these. They built a system.
Yeah.
And like an aqueduct system. Dead clever. So basically, they had these things which later went on to be called latrines, and the word latrine comes from the Latin word lavar, which means to wash. So I'm going to call them latrines, but actually the real name was Foricae. Foricae, but I'm going to call them latrine because I can't keep saying Foricae all the time. We've got a picture, Cordelia. I think it's actually called Foricae.
We do.
There they are.
Okay, yeah, they look all right.
They're not too bad.
I've seen worse.
This is the best of a bad bunch.
Got ya.
The other ones that I saw weren't quite so welcoming. They were dirty and like they're just bad.
So this is a freshly installed latrine.
This is a well-preserved latrine. Yeah. But look at the holes. They're not very far apart. So for those who aren't watching, there's like an L-shaped structure built out of stone. And on the edge of the stone are like holes. They look like keyholes, don't they?
Yeah.
The holes go down. The holes are on the top and on the side.
Yeah.
I can't read it
peanut
very well.
shaped.
Yeah. I'd say there's probably only about 2 foot between each one.
You'd be knocking knees with the person next to you, like, wouldn't you?
You would. So, public toilets, sitting next to, I don't know, Claudius, having a shit 2 foot away. I'm not sure I could muster up a shit if somebody was sitting that close to me, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably could.
But they had to. This is all they had. They didn't have their own bathrooms or anything. Most of these were used by male labourers, merchants, slaves in the area. They were typically very dimly lit. And this stone on the top is marble.
Imagine that in winter.
I was going to say, it'd be really cold, wouldn't it? Sitting on cold marble. Yeah. And they would be seated quite close to each other. Now, I'd be like, it's a bit invasive, that. But historians who've looked into this, they said, actually, it might give you a bit more privacy, because if you think about it, now, if you go to urinal, you just, unzip, let the little fella out, don't you?
Yeah.
Have a pee and then put him back in again. And there's fellas standing next to you watching you getting the little fella out, and they're getting their little fellas out. And if you look, you can see, yeah. But back then, they wore togas. So, and they probably have little sit-down wees, wouldn't they?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Tuck the little fella in. So they just sit and like cover themselves with the toga.
Yeah.
So you couldn't actually see the shit coming out.
Yeah.
You could hear it plop into the stream underneath.
Yeah.
But they'd have like some privacy. So they reckon actually this sort of setup did afford them quite a bit of privacy. I just don't really fancy the idea. But they also said that this wasn't just an area to have a shit or a piss. It was like a little social area. So they'd talk about politics, sport, whatever.
Yeah.
Historians and archaeologists have even found games set up in latrines.
Oh, right.
So they have like a little game while they're mustering up number 2.
That's right.
Yeah.
I can get on board with that.
Could you? And imagine the smell, though, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In summer. Ooh.
Yeah, exactly. So it says here, obviously the feces and stuff was flushed away into the streams below, but it did still attract quite a lot of vermin because they were dark, very, very dimly lit. And, if you caught short, you might just miss the hole a little bit, or you might just, get a little bit on there. And you're not going to think, oh, I've just shit on the edge of that. I'll go and find a bit of a leaf and go and give it a wipe. You're just going to walk away, aren't you?
It,
yeah. So the next person goes and sits on somebody else's shit, basically. But it did attract vermin, rats and spiders and stuff like that. And people were often bitten by creatures that were crawling up from the dirty
pit.
Yeah, underneath, yeah. So when they had done their business, they would use a tersorium to wipe their arse. And Cordelia has got a picture of it.
No, that's not fucking real.
So for those who aren't watching, it's a stick with a sea sponge on the end of it. And it's shaped like a knobble. You could actually, if you're
shaped
that
like
way.
Mickey Mouse's head.
Is it? the other way round,
From this
upside down.
angle,
You're looking the other way.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it looks like the ears there. Yeah, it does look like Mickey Mouse's head. If you look there. So they would use these tessoriums with the sea sponge to wipe their arses. They'd sometimes dip it in vinegar or salt water for sanitation. Imagine vinegar. Oh, ring sting, man.
Fucking hell.
So, they dip it in vinegar or seawater to help sanitize it, but it's not going to really do a good job, is it? But it's the only thing they had to wipe themselves before the invention of toilet paper or using cloth and stuff. Also, they had other methods. They used to use ceramic discs called pessoi. That must have been for like stubborn, like sticky shit. If you have a poo, I'd stick to the sides a little bit. The little sponge on a stick probably isn't good enough.
Probably not, no.
For a stubborn Klingon.
A Klingon, yeah.
So they had to use ceramic discs to scrape it off. Yeah, I wouldn't like that. So this communal wiping method meant that these sticks were reused. So you didn't take your own stick and sponge in. You didn't stick it up the sleeve of your toga for when you were caught short. They were basically there in buckets of salt water or vinegar for you to go and select and wipe your arse and then just stick it back in there. Wow. So if you had an infection of some sort that was affecting your bowels, like worms or any sort of, nasty tummy disease, gastroenteritis.
Yeah.
It'd just be getting passed on because they're all sharing, arse tools. You know what I mean? That sounds really bad. That sounds like dildos. Yeah. Arse wiping tools. Yeah. I just couldn't. And when you sometimes you go into places and you see the toilet brushes and how dirty they are. Imagine having something like that and you've got to use it to wipe your arse. No. I mean, they sometimes also have a bowl with cold water to wash your hands, but most people just walk out.
Yeah.
So these latrines were actually built by the elite because they didn't want the lower classes pissing and shitting in the streets. It didn't look good. It didn't smell good. The disease was off the scale. So they built these latrines to keep the plebs off the streets. They've got somewhere to go and shit. They weren't very proud of them, though, these... the elite. They didn't put the names on them. Yeah. I own this shitter. Yeah. Claudius was here.
Yeah.
They didn't want to do that because they didn't want to put the names or anything like that because they were disgusting, absolutely disgusting. And you'd never see anybody of a high class especially a lady. No way would a lady go in there. But they did sometimes see slave girls going in there.
Needs must.
So if they were caught short, they didn't have anywhere else to go. They'd have to go and use these things. But unfortunately, being slave girls, occasionally they'd be mugged, beaten, raped in there because it was so dark. Yeah. So basically, these things were developed to take the disease off the streets, the people off the streets. But because they weren't well maintained, they didn't really know what to do to keep them clean, really. The knowledge of disease and how it spread back then was not very good. So they tried to overcome this by building the latrines and didn't work.
Yeah.
Because they were just dirty, really dirty. Yeah. And attracted vermin to one spot. So people were being bitten, and obviously rats carry other disease.
Yeah.
So it just didn't really work. However, one of the things that archaeologists have found in these latrines, they said that Romans were very spiritual, and at some sites they found incantations on the wall, warding off evil and dedications to deities. Now, you see, I'm thinking, is this just warding off evil and deities in general, or is it just warding off any horrors that might be apparent in the latrine because it's so bad?
Any shit goblins?
Shit goblins, absolutely, yeah. So these latrines, they were around for donkey's years, but they developed. And at first, they didn't have running streams, it was just pits. But they did develop these running streams, and they built these proper complicated aqueduct systems all over. And tens of thousands of people were, in these small cities. And so this actually probably saved a lot of lives when
Oh,
they
yeah.
built this system. And how sophisticated were they? That was around 600 BC,
Mm-hmm.
long time ago. And they're basically building sewers very similar to what we use now.
Yeah.
Very similar.
Yeah.
Very, very, very clever. So that's it. That was my little short segment today, a little shit segment. And I wanted to keep it short because apparently you've got something for us. I'm going to let you go first rather than do the dangly bit, just in
Okay.
case you don't have time. So I want to hear from you.
Well, yeah, mine can be short.
Go on.
Because
It's
you
got to be. No, just
you
I've given you
text me
time.
Saturday, weren't you?
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck am I going to talk about? Anyway, fell asleep because it was late Saturday. And then Sunday, I was making me dinner and I was making my favourite butty, which it was not fucking crazy. It's just 2 bits of warbs, layer pack, the cheap fucking wafer thin chicken from Tesco,
Yeah.
mayo and prawn cocktail crisp.
That's your favourite thing ever.
It's my favourite butty.
Oh, right. Okay.
So I was like, I wonder what the fucking weirdest thing is someone's put on a sandwich.
Okay.
And I was like, there's gotta be some fucking wrong'uns out there who just put anything in between 2 pieces of bread and call it a butty.
I mean, you can slap 2 pieces of bread in, like, next to a
I've
dick. A dick sandwich.
I've been doing
I could get on board the dick sandwich. Dick sandwich. Sorry, Jim.
What, are you the meat?
Yeah. I'm in the middle.
With relish.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of sauce.
What's
Anyhow,
what's your go-to butty?
mine
Favourite?
personally.
Yeah.
Okay, if I choose to make a butty for myself, again, nice thick bread, layer packed, got to be layer packed. Those who aren't in the UK, fucking gorgeous it is. And I like thick sliced chicken
Okay.
with cucumber,
Yeah.
a little bit of lettuce,
Yeah.
bit of salt and pepper. Or if I'm feeling a little bit dirty,
Go on.
I like new cheese slices, cheap
Yeah.
cheese slices.
Yeah, about 15 for a
Again,
pound.
thick bread, loads of layer pack, cheap slices on it, and cheese onion crisps on it, and then squish it down. Go.
It's got to be squished.
Yeah, lovely.
Thick bread squished
Yeah.
is better than normal bread.
I don't go along with Subway or nothing like that. It's all too fancy for me.
I don't like Subway.
No.
They don't butter the bread.
No.
You got to have fucking butter on a butty.
Yeah, Jim hates
Um,
butter.
I fucking love it. Now, apparently, in 1762, there's a guy who takes credit for the first sandwich being invented.
Okay.
In 1762. John Montague the Fourth,
Yeah.
Earl of Sandwich.
Fuck off.
Swear to God.
So that's where the word sandwich comes
I
from?
think so. And he was playing cards at the table and he didn't want to get away from the table to go and eat his dinner. So he just asked like the waiter or the servant or whatever it was to bring over 2 pieces of bread so he could with his meat.
No way.
And I did. There you go. But I was reading and I was like, this is bollocks, this.
Yeah.
Fucking, there's no way 300 years ago or 250 years ago the first sandwich was made. Bread's been around fucking longer than that. It doesn't take a genius to be like bread,
Unless
meat,
he's
bread.
like, this is
Unless he's coined it as sandwich
Coined
from
it as a
that moment on.
sandwich,
Probably, yeah. So I was reading a bit more and it fucking 1046 BC in China. Apparently that's where the oldest sandwich comes from.
You know what? Had to be China, didn't it? They invent everything.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, they invented
do.
the sandwich.
You
You wouldn't think of China though.
wouldn't, would you, for
The
sandwiches
sandwich,
and stuff?
you know.
No.
I mean, shumai, maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
Or dog.
crispy noodles. Dog.
It's a common misconception.
It's not a misconception. They have the dog festival there. They slaughter dogs.
Oh, they do, yeah. I remember that.
They do. That's why I won't go to China. It is the only reason why. Sorry, I've been in China, but you're not having me money. You kill dogs. Not having it. I know you're not all in support of it, but you're tarred with the same brush. I am not giving me money to an economy that deep fries dog. It's fucking disgusting. Anyway, go on.
Oh, that was a hell of a dog leg.
It's disgusting. Anyway, go on.
Keeping it sort of on China. There's a guy on TikTok who plays Roll for Sandwich, which is one of the most. I've been hooked on this series, and I lost his page, and anyway, I found him last night when I was looking for stuff. But you know, Dungeons and Dragons dices.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's got all these sections for a sandwich, and he rolls the dice. and it picks a number, and then he has to use that. So the
Okay.
sections are bread, main, which is the meat. What type of cheese he uses, roughage, it's like all the lettuce and fucking stuff like that. Wild magic, which is, it could be anything like fucking chilies or ghost peppers or sweets.
Not magic mushrooms then.
No.
That'd be a fun sandwich.
That'd be a fun sandwich. And sauce.
This cheese is fucking gorgeous. Best cheese ever. The cheese is moving, right? The cheese is moving. The cheese is walking towards me. Fucking hell, run from the cheese.
For science, we should do an episode on them, I think.
On mushrooms? I've never done mushrooms.
I haven't.
No.
Always been interested though.
A bit scared.
But you can imagine he's had some abominations over the
Yeah.
time, but I didn't have time to go through them all and be like, fucking hell. But I did see one where he was making a sandwich and it looked lovely, like pastrami, ham and all that, nice sauce, nice bit of lettuce and that. And then he had to put love hearts on it. You know, the sweets. Oh, can you imagine?
Love heart on pastrami.
I know. But that's why he's so popular, because...
Could he grind the love hearts down, or did he have to put them on
just
whole?
threw them straight on the sourdough bread as well.
Oh, sourdough's really hard as well.
I know. So yeah, I carried on looking for a band. I was like, I need something that I'm going to read it out and people are going to be like, oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
So I couldn't really find anything, but some of them, like banana and mayo.
Oh, no. I love banana on bread, but not with mayo.
Oh, fucking hell, the
No.
texture. Peanut butter and onion.
No. Peanut butter and jam, or jelly, as they say in the US.
Yeah.
I've actually recently found that.
Is that
All
nice?
these years, I've been like, don't really get it. Why'd you put jam and peanut butter? Well, it's divine.
Is it? No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just not too much jam.
Yeah. I found on Reddit someone has mashed potato butties.
Yeah, I've done that with gravy. Have you-
Without gravy.
Oh.
And no butter.
Oh. No. I couldn't do that.
Flavourless,
No.
textureless.
No.
Fuck that.
No. I could do it with gravy.
Butter and gravy.
I've had a roast dinner and slapped a piece of bread in it.
Yeah. I found one olive, like chopped up olives
Don't like olive.
on pineapple rings.
Whoa, dear
Right.
me.
But the pineapple rings are the bread.
Really? Oh, so it's like two rings is the
so
bread.
Like you get the ring, put the chopped up olives around it, and then the ring on top. That'd be messy. That'd fucking fall apart.
That'd be an
as soon as
eating
you bit it.
challenge one, that. I don't like
fuck.
olives.
No, I can't do olives. I also found this guy in Cardiff who sells butties from a newsagent. Strange butties. Terry's chocolate orange and lettuce. So slices of Terry's chocolate orange on bread with lettuce.
So the lettuce is literally just an afterthought. That's one of your 5 a day. You haven't got to feel guilty about the Terry's chocolate orange because you've got lettuce.
He's put the Terry's chocolate orange on a bit of fucking triangle bread and gone.
Has he chopped the orange up, the chocolate orange?
No,
Has he
just
melted
segments.
it and spread it?
No,
It's just a segment
just a segment.
on a piece of bread.
Yeah, with lettuce.
Okay. What's
Gets
his name?
worse.
Some dude in Cardiff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Licorice all sorts of baguettes. He does as well.
Just licorice on bread? Why? Why'd you put licorice on bread?
Oh, can you imagine that? But apparently he sells out of them.
Dear me. No. No.
If anyone's in Cardiff, can you confirm that for us, please? Because it was an internet story, so.
Yeah, well, Google said it's happened. It's happened, doesn't it?
Yeah. And now, this the juicy stuff. I went into Reddit and I went to the
I
fucking
love Reddit.
depths of Reddit.
Yeah.
Banana and tomato sauce. Fucking hell.
Is this just people trying to do the most extreme sandwich? Or these people that genuinely enjoy those taste combinations?
It was a bit of both. And I just picked them out. Like, what?
Banana
Fuck that.
tomato sauce.
I know. This one made me laugh though. Lemon curd and roast chicken.
Ah!
See, that was my initial reaction, but then I was like, maybe he's just trying to make lemon chicken.
No, but lemon chicken is delicate. It's not
I
like
know.
a dead
It's a touch
strong,
of lemon in it.
overwhelming.
Fucking
Lemon curd is like the strongest taste.
Imagine squeezing the butter on the lemon curd.
Oh, no, thank you. That would put me right off.
Fucking hell. Right, 2 slices of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
And you butter the cheese first, and then whipped cream. It's called the dairy sandwich. Fucking hell.
Whipped cream.
Ooh.
No.
Porridge.
No.
Cream.
No.
I think we should try some of these sandwiches.
Well, I'll do the cream one if you do the olive one.
On the pineapple.
See? Yeah, olive on pineapple. I'll do the cheese with the whipped cream.
Okay.
I mean, I might be deceased afterwards, like
Same.
on the deck, questioning my life choices.
A porridge butty.
No, I mean porridge is bland, isn't it?
Oh,
Let's put a dollop of jam in there. No, I like porridge, but not in a butty. I've got jam,
And this one, jelly and custard.
jelly and custard on bread. How'd you keep it on there?
I don't
It's sliding everywhere.
know.
What you probably have to do is have it on a plate and put the bread on the jelly and custard and sort of like, Swiss it round.
Yeah,
and...
like mix it all up and just like a paste.
Thank you.
Cheers, God.
It's another big
So
one.
that was it for the horrible ones. Honourable mentions go to the Wigan kebab,
Mm.
which if anyone doesn't know what that is, basically a pie in between two pieces of bread. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
A lasagna butty.
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah. That was
I've
mentioned
had
quite
lasagna on
a
a
lot.
baguette.
Imagine that to be nice, crunchy.
Yeah, with the
baguette.
bechamel sauce. Lovely, the white sauce. Fucking
Yeah.
gorgeous.
And this is one I've been wanting to try. The donut sandwich. I seen a picture of one when I was researching it, and it was basically, you basically treat a donut like a bagel.
Yeah.
So you get a donut, cut it
slice
in half, and
yeah.
use that as the butty.
Yeah.
But I seen like circle sausage, and bacon, and egg. I was like, oh my
on a
God.
sweet donut.
Imagine that on a Krispy Kreme.
I mean, I can't say, I'll run off after this and go and get one, but I'd probably have a go.
If the opportunity ever presents itself, I'd definitely give it a go.
So where have you got to go to find one of these crispy donut taste sensations?
Oh, you just make it yourself.
Is there nobody that's
There-
doing them?
There is places online that are doing them,
Oh,
but
just not in Liverpool.
you
You have to do it yourself.
I'd do it myself. Yeah, just get a Krispy Kreme,
Yeah.
original glaze. Go home, make it home.
Do you not think they're overpriced, the Krispy
Yeah,
Kremes?
fucking massively,
Stupidly, really.
massively.
I mean, they are lovely, but they're
They
no
are.
nicer than like some Tesco donuts that I've had.
We like Asda's own.
Gregg's ones as well. Gregg's donuts are
Greg's
lovely.
do a fucking good donut.
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
5-packs of custard donuts.
They're lovely, aren't they?
Killer.
I
Oh my
love
God,
a custard
so
donut. I just love custard.
That's why I get the train in most days, so I can go past the Greg's.
I worked in Gregg's years ago.
Did you?
Yeah.
I fucking love
It
Greg's.
was like my second or third job, and I worked in one of the very brand new ones that opened on Walton Vale.
Yeah.
Those aren't in Liverpool, sorry. I was only 17, and it was brand new shop, and we were the new staff going in. The training was dead good. Yeah, I don't know whether it still is now, but they had like an area manager who'd come in and like do like all your training.
Yeah.
You couldn't go on the shop floor until you'd done like really quite intense training. I was dead impressed. And I used to make the buses in the morning. I lost a plaster one day. I had to go through the buses.
No.
Yeah, I know. Bad. And I'd cream the cakes, and then I got a written warning for using too much cream in the cakes.
No way.
Yeah, I was over generous, but the cakes always got sold. Normally there's cakes left at the end of the day. Not when I was on. They looked fucking gorgeous. Loved loads and loads and loads of
Yeah.
cream.
Took pride in your job.
Yeah, and then I worked in the bake off where they do the sausage rolls and everything, and then I just look like sausage roll because once you're on the bake off and you're smelling sausage rolls, I'm like, well, take a 5-pack home every day. 5-pack sausage rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, loved them.
Love Greg's sausage.
I was a bit overweight at the time. Surprise on me.
I would be working on Greg's.
Yeah, it was lovely. Anyway, there for about a year, and we moved on, but it was great. Little bit of dizzy, bit of discount, not much, little
bit
bit
of
of
Greg's
discount.
dizzy.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. Anyway, right, I'm not going to do our dangly bit because time is ticking. I was going to do a very, very quick fetish factoid.
Go.
Okay. So, Illicit Encounters has surveyed 2,000 people to find out the top kinks between men and women.
Okay.
This made me laugh. But before I do go on, it's sad really. 32% of men and 31% of women have never told their partners what the fantasies are. Long-term partners. So they're going through life not fulfilling the fantasies.
Yeah.
Or they're doing it on their own.
Oh, no, or not. Sometimes you just get joy from talking about stuff.
Yeah, but
don't
they're
you?
not. They're not even talking about it at all with their partners. I think that's quite sad. Okay. So the top 10 kinks between men and women are quite different.
Yeah.
So number 1 for ladies is sex outdoors.
Okay.
I think it's the danger aspect of the sex outdoors,
It's
actually.
some sort of voyeurism
Yeah.
to it as well.
Blindfolded sex.
Yeah.
So sex outdoors, the blindfolds on, you don't have a clue who's watching you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do them both at the same
I
time.
trust you, love. I trust you to hide your bits if somebody walks past. Body piercings as a fetish for women.
Okay.
Yeah. Role play.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dressing up in sexy costumes. Yeah. And DIY porn. That's number 6.
No
yeah.
way.
Now, before I'm not going to go on to the rest because we won't remember them. So let's go back. Sex outdoors is number 1 for women. What do you think is number 1 for guys?
Sex indoors.
No. No.
Go on.
DIY porn.
No. What?
Yeah, and I don't mean like, making your own, but
Yeah.
watching DIY porn, like DIY. Yeah. I know, it's mad. I know. And then number 2 on theirs is role play,
Yeah.
bondage,
Yeah.
and number 4 for guys is sex outdoors. Now, what doesn't feature on the ladies' top 10 but does on the guys, number 5 is threesomes.
Yeah.
Top 5 fantasy amongst men is threesomes. And no kind of sharing play is on the women's list at all. At all. But actually, obviously owning a swingers club, there's an awful lot of women who are wanting threesomes, foursomes and moresomes.
Yeah.
Loads.
Yeah.
Unless they don't want to admit it on surveys, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
So it says here that 74% of men and 67% of women have got a kinky side. So that's why our podcast does so well. There's more kinky folk out there than you realise. That's a lot, really.
Oh,
74% of men and 67% of women do have a kinky side.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we have a busy club.
Yeah.
But it could be busier if people were like more open to going to venues like ours
100%.
to actually, embrace these kinks.
I get loads of messages being like, I'd love to come.
Yeah,
Love to come along.
absolutely. Oh, and loads of people. But I thought that was higher than I thought.
Yeah.
72% of men.
That is high, yeah.
Yeah. So, if you're kinky and you haven't quite ventured, you're not alone. 72% of men are into it as well. Come along to places like ours. That's what we're there for, innit?
See you there.
So I'm not going to do any dangly bit, obviously, but I'm a bit gutted, so I'm going to bring this next time.
Okay.
It's poo-related.
Of course it is.
Yeah, I wanted to bring a poo-related dangly bit because I had a poo-related segment.
Oh,
But
you'll
never
have to-
mind.
you'll have to do
We'll have
another
to
segment.
save it for another time. We've got to go. I don't even know when I'm going to get my nails done, 5.5 weeks. They're just absolute disgrace. And I'm busy today as well. I don't know when I'm going to get them done. Just keep tucking them in like that until just grow out one day.
Yeah, you'll have to get mittens.
Yeah. Do you remember them mittens with a string?
Yeah.
Used to go down your back. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to go. So if you're binge watching, put the kettle on. We'll see you in 5. If not, we'll see you next week.
See you next week. Bye.
And there we have it. Another day made better by listening to the curators of chaos. Thanks for dropping by. And if you enjoyed the show, we'd really appreciate you sharing the Love the Paddysell podcast with your friends. Don't forget to give us a follow on our socials, maybe some 5-star reviews. And feel free to send us an email to medic@thepaddysellpodcast.co.uk or even interact with us on Facey, Insta and our other socials because we love chatting to you. Make sure you stop by next week because, as Bowie says, I don't know where I'm going next, but I promise it won't be boring. Catch you soon.